All right, welcome back. This is going to be another Stormgate cast, and this one is going to feature. I'm not sure what this Korean name is, but I was told that this might be jayxp123 in the blue Infernal. So I am going to continue with that assumption. His opponent in this game is going to be ghosttl. ghosttl, sorry, that was one too many T's. There's only one TL in there. ghosttl. And if you want to catch ghosttl on Twitch, I believe he streams under Thai Gaming, if I remember correctly. But I do believe he streams, so you can check him out on Twitch. Please do that. We do see the Hexen from jayxp123, and he's already here battling Bobs, and certainly he knows as a Vanguard player himself that Bobs are, in fact, invincible and impossible to harass in any way. And surely he learned that now. This Bob is, he's so brave. He's like, I don't even need to heal up. Like, I got this. No one needs to give me healing hugs. I'm the toughest Bob around. But we got creeping coming out of ghosttl. And ooh, this makes me think this is indeed JXP opening with a shrine, it looks like, into a vault. That's a very JXP kind of build, but it's also a very Vanguard player playing Infernal kind of build, since many Vanguard players do open command post first, so they might favor this shrine first style. And I think the shrine first style is actually really good because they well, at least it's been tried out by a number of different pro players, including pro Infernal players, and it is at least not awful. Let's put it that way. You can defend some all-ins with it. You can be ready for certain timing attacks with it, and it's just that I think Infernal players do like to have a little bit more map control in the early game because they can. If they build their units, they can get out on the map and start creeping right away, more than any other faction. And because of that, it's just a less popular style of play to go shrine first. But I do remember a few weeks ago that MSRM was opening exclusively shrine first in every matchup in one of the tournaments that I cast. I can't remember which one. It might have been the Alpha Navigators Cup final of for season 2. It might have been that. It might have been in the Ariel Stormgate number 1. I don't think it was in number 2. But it was an interesting style that he was using at that time that opened Shrine first, but that also went quick into Gaunt drops. Now, here we're seeing a skirmish. And it was over the Vision Tower, but the Lancers pushed back the Brutes here, and the Fiends got kind of shredded. And very interesting early Hellforge for JXP. This is an interesting style game, and I'm already liking to see the variants or the variations on sort of meta builds that JXP has brought here. With, of course, the meat farm here, it's hard for these Lancers to take this health camp, but they kill the meat farm. Ooh, they don't quite... Ooh, they somehow... Like, they had a toenail hanging out in there to capture the camp. That's how it worked, but a single meg to chase them away and scare them away. And indeed, that's good, good choice from ghosttl, as Magmadons, they do the bonus damage versus the heavy, but also their trample is basically the first good answer you have to these really tanky Lancers that the Vanguard player can use in their early push. Now, ghosttl has moved across the map with them. That was a pretty large force. I mean, these are actually more Lancers than I normally see in this push. especially at this point of the time. I feel like ghosttl did something here that I don't know about to allow him to get a few extra Lancers out on the map. One thing that we do see is that maybe it's the solars. There's so many solar habitats, and in the last patch, I believe that was the Christmas patch, where they can now stack up, so they're super fast. And now they switched over to the barracks, and that makes it. Oh, look how fast these exos come out! Zippity doodah! I love that. I love this style. So ghosttl taking advantage of those new solar habitats to speed up these unit production, and maybe that meant he got out faster Lancers even early on for that Lancer push. I think that's really cool. See where this goes. As these units start to move out. Why is that EXO? There we go. That little tooltip stayed up there when it wasn't being hovered. Okay, so there's not been a lot added for JXP. He's added a third base. He's added a creep highway and a little bit more production. Here we see more units being added. Triggered that to go there, knock down those trees to the high ground there, but he, I think, scouted and saw that these units were moving and needed to move his army back into a defensive position. It's a ton of Lancers here with just a small number of Exos to support them. A nice Nightfall infestation, but it gets dodged by ghosttl. One good trample. I love JXP's control here to only trigger that on a single Magmadon, saving the other Magmadon for another if he needs it. And indeed, there goes the second one. And by the time this trample will be done, the first one will be available again, and that allows him to chain those tramples. And again, we see it. Very nice from JXP to get some nice splash damage on those Lancers. Those Lancers are very low now. He splits a Brute or two to try and get on the low one. And again, still just altering those tramples. We see how he's almost permanently in trample. Boom, another one. Yes! But that one gets focus fired down in mid-trample. Did manage to get a few Lancers for it. The thing about those Lancers, they're just so tanky. Another Lancer does go down. More Exos are being added as they reinforce. And a single medtech. Lancers doing their job of tanking, almost all gone now. But a lot of units cleaned up, a lot of Magmadons and Brutes going down so far to this. And this push is pushing in, and it's Gaunts and a Hellborn now. A lot of Exos did just go down there. It's not clear. Oh, he does have vision. Like, it's not clear if he spotted this base, but he does have the tower. He now decides, okay, while waiting for more reinforcements, I will take this base. That's going to force JXP to move into the high ground. Well, this is actually a good sort of position to defend from. But we see the Exos actually maneuvering away from those units, forcing them to the low ground, even though they do actually take out the base. So this defensive force, they are Avengers now. They avenge the fallen base. They do not defend it. Some split Brutes here to try and get on top of the Exos. Getting a nice surround, but Fiends here are just, they're just wimpy little tanks. They have no hit points anymore. And they no longer can really do the damage you need them to do in that kind of surround situation. And this force is moving up to the high ground in range of the two Drought Stones. There is a Hellborn there, tucked in into a nice little defensive position, but gets focus fired down by the Exos, who of course do some bonus damage to it. Now there's just two Gaunts, and the Exos are getting chased away because then a lot of them are low. And with some focus fire, they can turn into Fiends, and that can snowball really quick. But they clean up the Gaunts. One of them gets lashed in by a Weaver, but the Weaver now is going to roll back and try and wait for that lash to finish its cooldown. It does get focus fired a little bit, but it's pretty tanky. And we see another Exo go down, but it's the Brute that goes down as well as that Weaver. It's just a tiny little force here, but there's not much that can deal with it. There's just a couple Brutes. Another Weevil, sorry, another Exo out of position. No, no, no. Why are you rallying around this way? At least rally the other way. A lot of split broods. They're going out onto the map. I don't know what that's about. Oh no, that's not good. All those fiends are gonna get cleaned up here. And now these units have moved to the high ground and they're deciding it's imps that we want, and that's gonna be a GG from JXP.